Hare Krishna. A warm welcome to all of you for today's VYASA Puja celebrations. Yesterday we had Shri Krishna Janmashtami. I'm sure many of you were there with us yesterday. We had a very divine, memorable experience, remembering the Lord, trying to serve Him through various devotional acts as part of Janmashtami celebrations. Now, many of us may not be familiar with Vyasa Puja. Srila Prabhupada is our beloved spiritual master, is founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. His appearance day is celebrated as Vyasa Puja celebrations. Now, why Vyasa Puja? This entire body of Vedic knowledge was spoken by Lord Shri Krishna to Brahma. Brahma spoke to Narada, and Narada in turn revealed this knowledge to Vyasadeva. So this knowledge is coming down in a disciplic succession, which is also called a Guru Parampara, in which the knowledge is shared by the Guru to his disciple, who, being a pure devotee of the Lord, acts as a transparent via media and transmits the knowledge as it is. So Srila Prabhupada is coming in one such bona fide Guru Parampara. And he, being a representative of Vyasadeva, who is the original spiritual master, who has compiled all the Vedic literatures, his appearance day is called as Vyasa Puja Day. And today we are going to celebrate that. So before we start the celebrations, remembering Srila Prabhupada, his contributions to the society at large, contributions in our life, and thank Srila Prabhupada for all what he has given us, let us start this program with some prayers. So please join me in offering the prayers. You can also fold your hands. If you want, you can close your eyes. And please repeat after me these prayers. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Namaha Namo Brahmane Devaya Go Brahmane Hitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So as part of Vyasa Puja celebrations, what all the devotees all over the world we compile our offerings to Srila Prabhupada. Now, what is Vyasa Puja offering? So, a disciple or a devotee writes how he has been impacted by the teachings of Srila Prabhupada and expresses his gratitude, his love, his devotion to Srila Prabhupada. All of us, our lives have been dramatically changed because of Srila Prabhupada, because of his mercy, because of his compassion. So to express that, we take this opportunity and write an offering. And this offering of all the devotees from all over the world is compiled in the form of a book, which is also called a Vyasa Puja book. So every year we come up with that book, and today also we have compiled this book which we are going to offer to Srila Prabhupada. But before we do that, let us have a quick darshan of the Lord. Like we did yesterday, we'll play a very, very beautiful melodious song, Govindam Adi Purusham, and all of us can have a nice darshan, and immediately after the darshan, we'll be offering this Vyasa Puja book to Srila Prabhupada on this particular day. Hare Krishna. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a book called VYASA PUJA offerings, where all the devotees all over the world have sent their offerings to our head office in Bangalore, and it has been compiled in the form of a book. So now I will take this opportunity to offer this book to Srila Prabhupada as an offering of love and devotion from all his disciples and the devotees. In fact, we have many of you, we had asked you to also write your offerings. They have also been compiled in this book. In fact, we have this book in 5 volumes. Today what we're going to offer is just 1 volume, but otherwise we have 5 volumes, and we'll be offering this book to Srila Prabhupada. So this is the Vyasa Puja book, which is a compilation of all the offerings. So now today, as part of the celebrations, we'll be reading out 2 or 3 offerings from this book so that you get an idea of what an offering looks like, how devotees offer their gratitude and love to Srila Prabhupada. Before we get into that, let us have some kirtans, and immediately after the kirtan, we'll have a reading of 1 or 2 offerings. And then we are also going to show you a nice video which has been compiled glorifying Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Just keep it up.
Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Vishnu Vanaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Vajrya Deshatarine Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madhav, Radha Madhav Radhe. Jai Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jai Krishna Balaram. Jai Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango, Jai Nitai Gaurango. Nitai Gaurango, Nitai Gaurango. Jai Bela Narasimha, Jai Bela Narasimha, Bela Narasimha, Jai Bela Narasimha. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Prabhupada.
Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatya Desha Darine His heart is never cold, so peaceful and poetic, with a message true and bold. He's never seeking praise, so silent and so brave. The transcendental world is in the magic of his ways. When I see his love, I know got a long, long way to go. When I taste the love that he's feeling inside. He's always meek and mild, with a warm and friendly smile, so simple in his living, his singing all the while. He gives us Krishna's name, his glory and his fame, to serve his Lord and Master in pleasure or in pain. When I see his love, I know got a long, long way to go. When I taste the love that he's feeling inside. To live, and living tries to give the happiness that's found in the sound of Krishna's name. He's free of lust and greed, with the heart so pure and clean. He's a lover of the Lord, and his life is ecstasy. When I see his love, I know got a long, long way to go. When I take the love that
So I had mentioned to all of you earlier that we have compiled these offerings in the VYASA Puja book, which was offered to Srila Prabhupada. I'll just take this opportunity to share with you how an offering is written. This time when we asked many devotees to write the offering, so they had doubts. So I'll just tell you what are the key elements, what we can write, some do's and don'ts, so that based on that, next year you can also make an offering to Srila Prabhupada. So we start with an introduction where we offer our obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. For that matter, I have written, "Respected Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet." Just for your information, we use the word lotus feet for the Lord, for spiritually exalted personalities, because lotus is an embodiment of purity. Lotus-eyed Lord. So lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. So we offer obeisances. Then we start with glorifying Srila Prabhupada. Now mind you, it's not artificial. We can never sufficiently glorify a pure devotee of Lord or Lord Shri Krishna. So how I have started the glorification of Srila Prabhupada is something like this. Srila Prabhupada, you have been very merciful on all of us. It is because of your compassion that we have good fortune of serving Lord Shri Krishna. It is because of you we have access to transcendental Vedic knowledge. It is because of you we are able to chant and hear the holy names of the Lord. It is because of you we know today about Lord Chaitanya and have opportunity to serve his mission. So this is glorifying Srila Prabhupada for what he has done to us. It is because of him today I am standing right in front of you here. We have an opportunity to serve Lord Shri Krishna. So we are glorifying Prabhupada's contribution in our life. So this probably could be a good way of starting an offering. Then we can mention some of the scriptural references to what we have so far said, or how we have glorified Srila Prabhupada. We can have some scriptural references. So in my offering, I have used two references. Arjuna mentions to Yudhishthira Maharaj in Srimad Bhagavatam, "I have the very same Gandiva bow, the same arrows, the same chariot driven by the same horses, and I use them as the same Arjuna to whom all the kings offered their due respects." Now this refers to when Arjuna was trying to take the queens to Hastinapur. He was attacked by some dacoits and he could not protect the queens. So in that moment in Bhagavatam, Arjuna is saying, "Oh Krishna, this is the same Arjuna. This is the same chariot driven by the same horses. This is the same Gandiva bow. But because you are not there," mind you, in the battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna was there next to Arjuna. "Just because you are not there, all this is null and void." So this Bhagavatam is referring to that prayer of Arjuna to Sri Krishna. But in the absence of Lord Krishna, all of them at moment's notice have become null and void. You have so merciful. So I have stated that just to mention that whatever power, whatever abilities we have today, if you're able to do anything, it is because of you. Sometimes we can become proud. I can speak well, we can conduct nice programs. But as a devotee, we should always remember whatever ability I have, whatever power I have, it is because of the mercy of our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada and Lord Shri Krishna. You have so mercifully given us what we should pray and aspire for. Simply, our prayer should be, now because of Prabhupada today, we have an understanding as to what to pray. Typically, people pray for some material thing, give me this, give me that. But Prabhupada, because of his instructions, today we have some sense as to what should be an ideal prayer. What can we ask the Lord? What blessings, what mercy should we seek? So, simply our prayer should be, my dear Lord Shri Krishna, please remind me to always chant your holy names. Please do not put me into forgetfulness. See how it is different from the regular prayers? Regular prayers, give me this, give me that. It is all about, please do not put me into forgetfulness of Krishna. You are sitting in my heart as super soul. So you can put me into forgetfulness or into remembering you. So please do not put me into forgetfulness. Please always remind me to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So this is scriptural references or quoting Srila Prabhupada's instructions. Srila Prabhupada on this special day, now one section of the offering can be, what are you asking Srila Prabhupada? Mind you, we are not asking for some material gains or material benedictions. We are asking for Prabhupada's mercy. We are asking for Prabhupada's blessings. So this is what I have written. Srila Prabhupada, on this special day, I beg your mercy so that I do not forget my first duty, which is mentioned in the following quote. If one remembers his first duty, which is keeping in constant contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything will be successful. Just one thing we have to do. You know, there are many books written on formula for success, how to be happy and contented. So many formulas, so many so-called philosophies of life are there in the marketplace. Prabhupada has told us only one formula. What is that? If one remembers his first duty, to keep constant contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Looks very simple, but if one can do this, keeping contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything will be successful. This is not only for our spiritual endeavors, for everything. Makchitta sarva durgani mat prasada tarishyasi. Krishna says, if you become conscious of me, by my grace you will cross over all obstacles of conditional life. So Srila Prabhupada, on this special day, I beg you to give me inspiration, intelligence, determination and strength to accept only those things which pleases you and reject those things which displease you. Srila Prabhupada, on this special day, I beg to infuse into my mind only those desires which are your desires for me. All of us have many desires, but it is best to have those desires which the Lord has desired for us. Lord knows, Lord has a plan for us. We jeopardize the plan with our own plans and material desires. So let me always be dependent on your mercy to execute such desires. So first, let your desires be infused in me, and to execute those desires also, I am helpless. I want your mercy. I want your blessings. Srila Prabhupada, on this special day, I beg your mercy so that I always remain meek and humble. Let me always remember the true source of my power and abilities. Please allow me to remain your servant eternally. Amitasna Das. So we have a section where we glorify Srila Prabhupada. We have a section where we can refer to some of the Vedic quotes, references, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, what is saying about a spiritual master, we can refer to that. And on the occasion, we can even ask Srila Prabhupada for his blessings and mercy. And over and above that, we can share our genuine feelings to Srila Prabhupada. We all have feelings of gratitude, how our lives have got transformed. All that can be, in a very genuine way, can be expressed in our offering. So this is what a typical offering looks like. Obviously, there is no hard and fast rule that it has to stick to this format only. The general idea is the disciple expresses his gratitude, love to the spiritual master. So now I will request Gaurmandal Prabhu to come and make an offering. I did not read my offering the way it is to be read. Typically is we face Srila Prabhupada and we read out the offering. So I did not do that, so that I thought not only I read my offering, I can also share how an offering is written, so that each one of us can take some idea from what I have shared with you, and basis that we can write the next year offering. So now I request Governmental Prabhu to come forward and read the offering, what he has made this year to Srila Prabhupada. Oops.
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to your divine grace. All the jewels decorating the transcendental body of Sri Krishna have no capacity to increase the beauty of Krishna. Rather, the jewels themselves become glorious and beautiful on being accepted by the Supreme Lord. Similarly, it is not possible for an eternally conditioned living entity to glorify you, but it's only your causeless mercy that a chance is offered to the conditioned soul to make his life glorious by attempting to glorify a pure devotee. Anadi karam phale padi bhavar nav jale tori bare na dekhi upaye. Infinite is the number of universes. Infinite is the number of infinitesimal living entities. Infinite are the sinful activities committed over infinite lifetimes. There is practically no hope for a conditioned living entity to come out of this ocean of suffering and nescience. Brahmand Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. The living entity wanders throughout different planets in different forms and bodies. But if by chance he comes in contact with a bona fide spiritual master, by the grace of the spiritual master he receives Lord Krishna's shelter, and his devotional life begins. After many lives of wandering and suffering in various material coverings, finally, by your grace, I have begun my devotional life and have been able to taste a drop of the nectar of serving your lotus feet. This is the only pleasure which the living entities are searching, life after life, in various life forms throughout the 14 planetary systems. On this most auspicious day of your divine appearance on this planet, I humbly beg you to always keep me engaged every moment in the service of your lotus feet and the lotus feet of all your servants, begging forgiveness for all the offenses, trying to be a servant of your servants. Gaur Mandal Das. संसार दावानल लीढ लोका त्राणाय कारुण्य घना घनात्मम् संसार लोका संसार दावानल लीढ लोका प्राणाय कारुण्य घना घनात्मा दावानल लीढ लोका प्राणाय कारुण्य प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणार्णवस्य वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दा वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दा वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दा गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दा वन्दे गुरो श्री महाप्रभो कीर्तन नृत्य गीता वादित्र माध्यान मनसोरसेना महाप्रभु कीर्तन नृत्य गीता वादित्र माध्यान मनसुरसेना वादित्र रोमांच कंपारंग भाजो वंदे गुरो श्री चरणारविंदा श्री विग्रहाराधन नित्य नाना सिंगार तन मंदिर मजनाथ नित्य नाना श्री विग्रहाराधन नित्य नाना सिंगार तन मंदिर मजनाथ युक्तस्य भक्तान् शनियुञ्जतो अपि वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दा चतुर्विधा से भगवत प्रसादो स्वादन तृप्ता हरि भक्त संगा चतुर्विधा से भगवत चतुर्विधा से भगवत प्रसादो स्वादन तृप्तान हरि भक्त कृत्वैव तृप्ते भजत सदैव वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्द वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्द वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्द राधिका माधवयोर पारा माधुर्य लीला गुण रूप नामना श्री राधिका माधवयोर पारा माधुर्य लीला गुण रूप नामना सदीक्षण स्वादन लोलुपस्य वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्द निकुञ्जयूनो रतिकेले सिद्ध्यै या लिभेर्यो तेरपेक्षणीया निकुञ्जयूनो रतिकेले सिद्ध्यै या लिभेर्यो तेरपेक्षणीया तत्रादिदक्ष्यादति वल्लभस्य वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्द साक्षाधरित्वेन समस्त शास्त्रे उक्तस्तथा भाव्यत एव साध्ये किन्तु प्रभोर्या प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्द यस्य प्रसादात् भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादात् न गति कुतोऽपि यस्य प्रसादात्
प्रसादात् भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादात् न गति कुतोऽपि वंदे गुरु श्री वंदे गुरु श्री चरणारविंदा संसार त्राणाय कारुण्य गण गणात्मा प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणार्णवस्य वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविंदा वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविंदा वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविंदा वंदे गुरु 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 श्री चरणारविंदा जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपदा 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 जय प्रभुपदा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद
So it was nice to have all of you for today's celebration. We wanted to have a short program because yesterday also many of you were awake till midnight. So as part of this Vyasa Puja celebration, we can take this opportunity to beg Srila Prabhupada on this particular day, ask for his mercy. And as devotees, for sure, one thing which we can ask Srila Prabhupada is so that we can chant the holy names of the Lord more attentively. All of us will have issues with respect to the quality of our chanting. We can beg Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, give me your mercy so that I can chant the holy names attentively. There are many things which we can ask, which Srila Prabhupada can mercifully bless us with. And there's a very nice verse in the Guru Ashtaka which we just now sang, which talks about Yasya Prasadat Bhagavad Prasado. If we get the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, if we get his blessings, we can get the mercy of Sri Krishna. It is not easy for us to approach Lord Sri Krishna directly. Just a crude example, even if we have to approach some very influential person, it's not easy. None of us can directly make a call to Modi per se. It's a very crude example. So Srila Prabhupada is a via media. We can offer prayers to Srila Prabhupada, beg his mercy, ask for his blessings on this very auspicious day, and see if we can grow in our Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada was once asked, what will please you the most? So the devotees expected answers like, if you preach more vigorously, if you distribute my books. Srila Prabhupada replied, what will please me the most is if you increase your love for Krishna. So let us beg Srila Prabhupada how we can become more Krishna conscious, how we can develop our love and attachment to the Lord, how we can give up all material desires and develop all desires which are aligned to our main Krishna conscious desires which the Lord can infuse in our lives. So thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure to have all of you with us today. Hare Krishna.